Can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Myself, Shashank Bharadwaj. I was born in Aurangabad, Bihar. Thereafter, I did my class 10th and class 12th from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Santragachi, West Bengal. Thereafter, I have graduated from BITS Pilani campus in the discipline Chemical Engineering. And thereafter, I have started preparing for civil services and Indian Forest Service examination.
All right. So, like, you belong to Aurangabad district. Aurangabad in Bihar has a very vibrant history, right? It was part of Magad, right, which was one of the Mahajanpads. But presently, I think the government of India has slotted Aurangabad as one of the most backward district, right, among the top like 100 backward district. So, like, why this has happened? Can you throw some light on it?
Yes, sir. So one of the primary reasons was with respect to the Naxal affected region. So this is Aurangabad is Jharkhand bordering district, and Naxal affected because of affected and caste violence. These two are main reasons that are accounted for the backwardness. Apart from this, also the major regions that are attributed to the Bihar developmental aspirations uh, that are same applicable to Aurangabad. Sir,
All right. So, like, what is the main economy of Aurangabad?
sir agriculture led economies.
So, like, there is a very famous, famous fruit which comes from Aurangabad. Can you tell me about it?
Yes, sir. Recently, strawberry cultivation has been in success story from Aurangabad.
Right, right. So, like, can you tell me when, what is the sowing season? In which month does we, sow the strawberry?
Yes, sir. Before the start of winter, October, November is the main season for sowing strawberry.
All right. Can you name some varieties of strawberry which are grown in Aurangabad?
So sorry, sir. I need to look into it.
All right, all right. All right. So, you were talking about Bihar. Have you heard the term Patjhad, right? We call it autumn in English. So, can you tell
Yes,
me
sir.
in Bihar, what is the season of Patjhad? कब होती है पतझड़?
Sir, in the month of February, March, we see the wind, high intensity wind blowing in the region.
All right.
So we can call it.
Okay. So, like, how many patjhad are there in Bihar
So
in
sorry,
a year?
so sorry, sir. I'm not sure about this.
All right. All right. No issues, right? So, you also have geology, optional. All right. So, yes, I will ask a basic question. Can you tell me four basic agents of metamorphism?
Yes, sir. So pressure, temperature, and active liquids, and also time is one of the major factor considered as an agent of metamorphism.
All right. Good. Very good. Right. All right. So, like, Shashank, is another very good thing we can see in your DAF is that you have been a participant in Woogie Woogie, that Sony TV dance competition, right?
Yes,
So, like, like, you are very talented, being in top 20 in the country in such skill set is a good thing. So, you never thought of pursuing a career in dance?
sir. Dance has always been as a hobby from my childhood, and I am still practicing it. No doubt, the intensity and the time that is given in the childhood is much more. But it has always been as a movie, as hobbies.
All right. So, like, why do you want to join Indian Forest Services?
So there are two reasons. First of all, what I will bring to the Indian Forest Service is my technical and academic excellence to the Indian Forest Service, and second reason I would say the Indian Forest Service will bring that diversity and working in in the field of wildlife and forest. That is very much passionate. I am very much passionate about this.
All right. So, like, you talked about technical expertise, right? So, you graduated from the reputed Brits Pilani in chemical engineering. So, like, how you can
Yes, sir.
use the knowledge you have gained there as an Indian Forest Service officer?
Yes, sir. So one major aspects of chemical engineer is also waste to energy plant. So in Indian Forest Service, for example, there are, for example, conifers are there. So pine leaves have a very high biofuel potential. If we can channelize that, it will tackle two issues. One is the forest fire preventive measure, and second, it will also generate energy. So monetization could be done, sir.
Right. Right. So, like, has anywhere in the world or in India? pine trees have been used for this purpose till now?
Sir, in Himachal Pradesh, I read one of the articles that it was in news, but I'm not sure whether it is being applicable implemented at a scale or not.
All right, all right, all right. So, like, you mentioned about, right, the diversity which Indian Forest Service could offer you. So, like, tell me, in your opinion, in your understanding, what are the three most important virtues a Indian Forest Service officer should have?
So one is definitely integrity. Second is compassion towards tribals and locals. And third is also scientific, but scientific knowledge, scientific skill is required because of the forest management and other aspects.
What about compassion towards, trees and wildlife?
Yes, so compassion, yes, sir, definitely that would also
All
be
right,
required.
all right. So, Shashank, tell me some, some, champions of forest conservation in India, forest and
Yes,
wildlife
sir.
conservation in India.
So one, I would say late Sanjay Kumar Singh, former Camur DFO, then Shri Hari Singh, and also I would say Dietrich Brandis, who has started all this Indian Forest Management and Indian Forest Department in 1865.
All right, all right. And some more, any other group you can think of who are, at the forefront of forest conservation and wildlife conservation?
Yes, sir. So MS Swaminathan Research Foundation has very much worked about Pichavaram mangroves.
All
So I
right,
would
all right.
say that.
All right. You could also think about the forest guards, the Indian
Yes,
Forest Service
yes,
cadre
sir.
in general. All
Yes,
right.
yes. Thanks.
All right. So I think that's it from my side for now. Over to Kshitij. You can please take over.
Sure. Hello, Shashank. So, tell me how you can mitigate human wildlife conflict. Tell me three most important ways in which you can mitigate it.
So first would be to use the ecological aspect or biological aspect. Like in Uttarakhand, we are developing aroma valleys so that it would act as a natural repellent that would not attract the wildlife. Second, I would say utilizing the early warning system, like AI-based early warning system has been developed in Pench Tiger Reserve. Third, I would say, uh, sir, like Ujwala scheme, if we could have fodder scheme for the locals so that the grazing animals do not enter the forest area. So that would also lead to less human wildlife interaction.
These are some of the symptoms that you are trying to address. Could you also think about what could be the core reason? Why are wildlife attracted towards human areas anyway?
Sir, first would be the push factor and pull. The second one would be a pull factor. So push factor is the degradation of the forest vegetation. So we can look for the more enrichment plantation, water provisioning services in the core forest area. And second, I would say pull factor. So pull factor is when they did, for example, leopard do not get the necessary feed, then it enters the sugarcane field and attack the stray animals and stray cattle. So that I would think of. Sir.
What are your thoughts on whether waste management could be a activity to mitigate human wildlife conflict?
Yes,
I see that
in
you have
fact,
worked on. I was looking at your DAF, and you have been working on some solid waste treatment management treatment plan. Don't you think that that could be helpful in human wildlife conflict mitigation?
yes, sir. In fact, one is the major reason for monkey menace is the attraction of monkeys towards west. So if they are properly managed, west are properly managed, then the pull factor would be we will able to resolve the pull factor by addressing the west problems.
Okay. Uh, Tell me. I see that you are very much interested in pursuing dance as a hobby. Tell me a way in which you see dance in nature or close to forest.
Yes, sir. So dancing is very much about the movement and gesture. So we can think of the movement of leaves. with the changing orientation of sunlight, then we can consider it as dance. Then also recently one dancing frog was in news because of the its movement. So, sir, I can relate this to dance to the nature.
Fine. Uh, have you heard about the recent Forest Conservation Act amendments? What is it called now? The Forest Conservation Act?
Yes, sir. वन संरक्षण एवं संवर्धन अधिनियम
Fine.
2023.
So, could you tell me about what are some of the amendments, core amendments?
Sir, first would be, sir, it defines the forest land. Second,
No,
it
but
also,
did the previous FCA 1980 define forest land?
sir, it was not defined in the sense now, like all two categories have been explicitly mentioned in the recent amendment.
Two categories of what?
Sir, first category is all land that has been declared as forest under Indian Forest Act and other laws. And second amendment is the land recorded as forest under government record from 1980 onwards.
Okay, so is that any different from what it had been previously?
Sir, it
Uh,
hasn't been
are you
defined.
aware of some of the Supreme Court judgments regarding this? Could you tell me something
Yes,
about that?
yes, sir. So recently, Supreme Court has reiterated its Godavarman judgment view that forest should have dictionary meaning. It should not be restricted to the government land and all that. And it has also recommended and mandated different states to ensure that the uh, different forests to be recorded as government as forest under government records.
Okay. So still my question stands. What is so different about this Van Sanrakshan and Evam Samvardhan Adhiniyam? How is it different from the previous erstwhile FCA regime?
Yes, sir. So one also major aspect is with respect to the compensatory afforestation that it allows only in the non-forest land. Means new forest has to be developed in case of compensatory afforestation. And apart from this, sir, I'm not able to recall. In Primble has been included with respect to it. Net zero by 2070 and other targets have been included under new Primble.
Fine. Chalo, I think you can go back and read more about it.
Okay, okay, sir.
Ajay, you are applying for one of the All India services. What do you see your future in this? So what do you see the future of IFS, let's say 10, 15 years down the line? How do you see this service? What are some of the roles and responsibilities that you think are now there in the service? What may increase, or what will the situation be?
Sir, I think the mandate is going to be increased as we see more India's commitment towards the climate change. So there is also demand for the service of climate change. If not separate service is created for climate change efforts, then the mandate of Indian Forest Service could be increased. And also, if we see our target of 33%, currently we have 24%. So 9% increment in forest and tree cover is huge scope for Indian Forest Service. So it would be a big opportunity in terms of 9% of India's geographical area.
Are there other ways to increase the carbon sink than increasing the forest cover?
Yes, sir. It is. We can have blue carbon, for example, mangroves and ocean sequestration, and also geological sequestration technologies like carbon capture and utilization, and depleted oil reserves, sir.
Fine. In the previous, with the previous panelist, you mentioned something about forest fire. What do you feel is the most core reason for forest fires in India?
Sir, I would say natural reason like dry heat waves and not having the proper tending operations like cleaning and uh, so cleaning at the proper time. So I would say this
Do
would be the
human factors have anything to do with it?
yes, sir, definitely one important factor that is the intentional or unintentional reason of the forest fire. For example, for collection of mahua flower. So intentionally, a small amount of forest fire is done by the locals to get the more extraction of the minor forest produce. So also recently it was in news like my Madhya Pradesh Forest Department has developed or is providing the net to get the mahua flowers. So at the same time, solution is being provided by Forest Department.
You are yet to join the service. I think you should keep an open mind on whether people are responsible for fire, whether locals are responsible for fire or not. Anyways, Acha, you are from an engineering college, a very prestigious engineering college. Tell me, how do you use technology to combat forest fire?
So first reason I just mentioned, like from cleaning whatever leaves we are having, and if it is
No,
having
that happens
biofuel.
anyway. That happens anyway. Anything related to technology, maybe something like artificial intelligence, or
Yes, sir, yes, sir,
do you
definitely.
have any
So
ideas?
yes, sir. So early warning system could be developed based on the thermal sensing or remote sensing application and AI if we can integrate into it, and we can alert.
Fine, that's it from my side. Just one final question. Uh, Tell me one thing that your college has taught you to be a better public servant.
Sir, I would say discipline because in my college attendance was not compulsory. So we have to be disciplined ourselves to get into the to get into the classrooms and giving all the tests. So no attendance policy rather taught me the discipline, sir.
Fine, Shashank, thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Rajnish sir.
Yes, hello Shashank,
Yes,
Rajnish
sir.
this side. So, one of your hobby is badminton. So, please tell me, have you played badminton for your college, or you just love watching badminton? So, what your interest is all about?
Sir, I have played during my childhood and also at the college level, sir.
Okay. So, do you know who is the leading badminton player in India right now?
Yes, sir. So in different categories, for example, Lakshya Sen, PV Sindhu, and men's duo and women duo Satwik Chirag, and sir, yes, sir. These are some of the leading badminton players.
Okay. So, I was going through your DEF, and you have association with four different states in India. So, West Bengal, Bihar, Rajasthan, and also Maharashtra. So, can you please tell me the state animals of these four states?
Sir, I can tell the state animal of Bihar. It's Gaur, Indian bison.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the rest.
No, it's correct. Yeah, it's a Goa.
Sir, I'm not sure about the other three, sir. I haven't
But you are not
sorry.
sure about the other three. So, for West Bengal, it's a fishing cat now. And for Maharashtra, it's a gigantic squirrel. And for Rajasthan, it is chinkara.
Thank you, sir.
And any idea about the forest found in these states? Any difference?
Yes, sir. So the difference, first of all, West Bengal has large mangrove cover apart from the moist and dry deciduous forest. And also, if we compare Rajasthan, so it has desert ecosystem and a thorn forest, and that is different from the other three. And in Bihar, in Maharashtra, we can find dry deciduous, moist deciduous forest.
Can you please mention some of the tree species found in these states?
Yes, sir. So in Bihar, we can find Shoria robusta sal, Jamun Sisgium cumini. Then in West Bengal, I can talk about mangroves like Rhizophora mangle and Heritera foams. In Maharashtra, Teak Tectona grandis. In Rajasthan, sir, Acacia catechu, Acacia nilotica bubble.
So you have fairly good knowledge about all these states. But then you opted for Madhya Pradesh as most preferred state to work. So what could be the reason why you don't want to serve your own state or the state where you have studied or done something or the other?
Because of the opportunity, large forest cover, large number of protected areas and career prospects, I would say. Sir.
So, but don't you think where the forest cover is, depleting fast, we need young, energetic forest officer like you to save those forests, to save wild and wilderness over there. MP, things are going great. If you will also join, what will you add extra? What is not here?
I would not say that I would join extra that is not here, but definitely I would work for the schemes and I could integrate my knowledge and my passion more intensively in the Madhya Pradesh. Madhya
So I
Pradesh
could
data.
make out you were mentioning about a small thing. So you are quite well read. So can you please tell me some of the sector where Madhya Pradesh Forest Department is lacking and where you feel that you can contribute in some or other way?
Sir, in my limited knowledge, I think agroforestry and social forestry, no doubt that involves the other agencies and other departments apart from forest department, but that could help in reaching from 31% forest cover to even higher, sir, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
And beyond this?
So beyond this, I think minor forest produce already is very much concentrated, revenues very much concentrated from Tendu Patta extraction. So that we can diversify to the other minor forest produce. Uh, sir, I haven't read much about the forest department of Madhya Pradesh. Sir.
Okay. Fine. No issues. Also, one of the panel you were talking about the issue of human wildlife conflict. But you know, whenever we speak of human wildlife conflict, we speak in very generic terms, habitat fragmentation, and you know, there's few buzzwords which everybody talks about. But if you'll go deeper inside, we'll find that for every species, the reason for the conflict is different. So, would you like to elaborate, species wise? So, what are the issues with tiger? What are the issues with leopard? What are the issues with maybe some of the herbivores also?
Yes, sir. So,
Yeah,
for
please.
example, in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Nilgai issue, Nilgai and agriculture conflict is very much prominent. So, with respect to this, one of the solution has been provided is to translocate and utilize it in prey augmentation. For example, in Madhya Pradesh. Apart from this, then I can talk about elephant human conflict. So that and with respect to that, one of the main reason is the degradation of core forest area, core habitat. So there we can think about more enrichment plantation. Then with respect to tiger human tiger conflict, uh, sir, we can think about the early warning systems and wildlife corridor development with more area under conservation reserve that can act as a wildlife corridor, sir. And sir, yes, sir, other conflicts are
So,
also there.
but I would like to listen little more about the Nilgai issue, because for the other two species you also spoke about the reason behind the conflict. But for
Yes, sir.
the Nilgai you only spoke about the mitigation. So, what are the reason why all of a sudden Nilgai is a problem species?
Sir, Nilgai is reaching the agriculture field again. I would say the same reason that it is not finding the food for itself in its natural habitat, in the wildlife habitat. So that is one of the reason. That's why it's entering the agriculture field. Sir, in my opinion, that is the reason. And that is the main reason for from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar perspective.
So, what is the natural habitat of Nilgai or the blue bulls?
Sir, its wildlife habitat should be in for example, in Rajgir, the upper tract of the hill, Rajgir Hills, we can find Nilgai, Rajgir Wildlife Sanctuary, that area.
Rajgir is a place, but if you try to define the habitat type, what kind of vegetation it prefers, what kind of terrain
Grassland.
it prefers, yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, grassland ecosystem it prefers.
Okay. And so you mentioned about the Rajgir. What's so famous about Rajgir in terms of the forest and wildlife?
So, in terms of forest and wildlife, sir, Rajgir Wildlife Safari, I have visited there, Zoo Safari and Wildlife Safari.
So when you visited that,
So,
very recent,
last year, sir.
last year. So what are your observation about? Have you been to any other zoo safari other than the Rajgir?
Sir, Zoo Safari I haven't been, but Wildlife Safari, Valmiki Tiger Reserve, I went.
That's not the tiger
Open.
reserve. So what are your observations from the Rajgir zoo safari? What you liked and what you not liked?
Sir, one of the advantages is that we are able to see sight the animal that we very closely we saw the lion or leopard in the upper branches of tree. And apart from this, the advantages could be also it comprises of museums and the knowledge centers with respect to the Earth's global warming and what we are doing, what we should do, auditorium kind of uh, development, sir. So these three positive I would say, sir.
Okay, great. So, Mayank, this much from my side. You can take over, please.
Kshitij, you want to ask some more?
No, that's it from my side.
Okay,
Thank you.
Lawrence sir, are you there? If you want to add something.
Yes, I'm there. Okay. Uh, Good evening, Shashank.
Good evening, sir.
I hope I'm audible. So, what are your optional subjects?
Sir, my options are forestry and geology.
Okay, so since geology is one of your optional subjects, so we'll ask like a few questions from geology. So, you studied in Pilani, right?
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me a little bit about geology of Rajasthan?
Sir, so geology of Rajasthan, I would say it is different. For example, Vindhyan rocks are found there, and also with respect to Junjunu, we can trace Khetri copper mines. And sir, I haven't read enough about this.
Okay. Anyway, one thing like we do in geology is like we always enlist things from oldest to youngest. Okay. So let me ask you like simple questions. Where in Rajasthan will you find the oldest rocks?
Sir, in the Aravalli Mountains, I would say near
So
Aravalli Mountains.
basically not exactly Aravalli Mount because where you have mountains that will be like a mobile bit. You can say like Aravalli Craton. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And where will be the youngest formations? What will be the youngest formations?
Sir, near rivers, Chambal rivers, or
Yes. Okay. So those are like recent deposits. But like since I'm asking specific for Rajasthan, maybe I'm looking for something that is more typical of Rajasthan. Those riverine deposits you'll find in every state.
sorry, sir.
Okay. So a hint for you, those are wind-borne deposits, not waterborne.
Sand dunes, Thar Desert.
Sand dunes are also. Yes. So those will be the youngest formations, okay, of present day that you will find in Rajasthan. Okay. So in terms of depositional environment, or like you would have studied geomorphology also, what kind of environment is this called?
Sir, sorry, sir. I haven't. I have not gone through the geology part.
This is like more general question. You should have studied this in your general studies also. So for example, you have coastal landforms, so
Yes,
wind-borne
aeolian,
landforms. What is the technical aeolian? Right,
aeolian landforms.
aeolian landforms, right? So if you are talking about deposition, you just call that aeolian depositional environment. So it is related to that only. Okay.
Okay.
So are you comfortable with like aeolian landforms, or you are not comfortable with?
Sir, I haven't read, sir. So I'm not comfortable.
Okay, no problem. So you also mentioned a couple of times in your interview about CO2, basically sequestration, for example. So you also can you please repeat again, like what could be different methods of CO2 sequestration?
Sir, one is green sequestration, where afforestation, different trees are sequestering CO2. Second is blue sequestration, mangroves and ocean. And third is geological sequestration, where CO2 is being sequestered by depleted oil reserves.
Is it only depleted oil reserves,
Sir, other
or can you
technologies
use
are
like
yes, sir. Sir,
like depleted geological reservoirs is like one specific location where you want to sequester CO2. Okay, so is it like that you can only sequester CO2 in depleted oil reservoir rocks, or are there other rocks also where you can sequester CO2?
Sir, CO2 sequestration and storage technology is being I think in also in granite. It was the news. Granite rocks are being used.
Okay. So even like they don't have to be like other than sedimentary rocks. It just needs, so that would have been like my next question. What, okay, so yeah, it can be depleted oil reserve, but it can be other sedimentary rocks also. So what will be the main condition that you will need a rock to have so that it can act as a basically reservoir for sequestered CO2?
Sir, it should have it should have less permeability at the upper level. Then to act as a cap, uh, also the porosity should be in the limited amount. Uh,
But that is
sir,
about the upper like cap rock you're saying. I'm talking about the rock in which you want to inject
okay.
CO2.
So if we want to inject, then permeability should be high, sir. Permeability porosity should be high so that it
Yes,
can move
right.
towards the bottom.
Yes, or like it can accept it. Okay. So that, and it should have porosity because that will provide you storage, and then it should have permeability so that you are able to inject. But yes, what you were
Yes,
talking about earlier is, so you need those conditions for trapping. Okay.
yes,
All right. Also, can you tell a little bit about mineral deposits of Rajasthan?
yes, sir. So one is different limestone and marble deposits. Then in Khetri, copper deposits are found, and so these two I'm able to recall right now.
Are there any lead zinc deposits?
Yes, sir. Lead zinc deposit we can find in Bhilwara region and Aravali near to that region, sir. One belt is there.
What about hydrocarbon deposits?
Yes, sir. So hydrocarbons are found in near Jaisalmer region, uh, near to that, sir.
Okay. Why do we find hydrocarbons in Rajasthan?
Sir,
Do you know the reason?
sir, sorry, sir. I'm not sure about this.
Okay. Recently in Delhi, we are like, or like in past few years, there have been news like we have seen earthquakes in and around Delhi. So it is not, Delhi is not exactly located at a tectonic boundary. That will be like further a little bit northward in Himalaya. So why do we see earthquakes in Delhi? And recently we saw actually some earthquakes even in central India, in Madhya Pradesh. So those are like intraplate earthquakes. So what could be the reasons for those?
Sir, the epicenter is in near the Himalaya only, near the Himalayan plates. But because of the waves that are generated there, we see here the intensity, the wave, the outcome of wave, the ripples. Because of that,
Those you can see like for large feel them like, or at least record them all across the globe. That doesn't mean like that earthquake occurred there where you feel it. When I'm asking like about earthquakes being in Delhi, there are actually earthquakes which are epicentered close to Delhi. There are earthquakes which are epicentered close to Jabalpur. Okay. So in terms of epicenter also we see earthquakes in those areas. Okay.
okay,
In which seismic zone is Delhi located?
sir, seismic zone 4.
Okay. And how many seismic zones are there in India?
Sir, it starts from 2, so we can say 4 seismic zones.
Okay. 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 All right. Okay, that's all from my side.
Thank you, sir.
All the best, Shashank.
Thank you.
Alright. So, okay, Sashank, we will end the session here, right? Mock session. So you can leave the call for a few
Thank
minutes.
you.
Then I'll text you back for the feedback, right?
Okay. Thank you.